So recently, my dad came up to me and told me that this streamer, Johnny Somali, was arrested in South Korea because he was going on stream and literally just trying to get arrested. And just as you may think, I thought, what
are you talking about? Are there other bugs in your life?
So I decided to do some research, and I'll be damned if my dad isn't right, because that is exactly what's happening. And that made me think of those TikTok comments saying we made the right people famous under videos of Queso and Jinxie and other people like that. But that made me think, who are wrong people we've made famous? Well, I think I found a couple good contestants, and before you comment about how someone like EDP or Chris Tyson is worse than anybody on this list, I'm leaving out the freaky or downright horrendous crimes, because let's be real, nobody wants to hear the top 5 craziest pedophiles. Oh, and this is in no particular order. I'm just going to tell you who I think is some of the worst. I mean, could I really do this list without mentioning Jack? So if you somehow didn't know, Jack Doherty is this guy who specializes in a pretty simple niche, being a dick to everyone. If you can breathe air, Jack Doherty will probably fuck with you in some way or another to get a reaction. But he wasn't always like this. Sadly, it seems more like a situation where he was taught that being bad equals money, which if I or you were raised thinking that from age 13, we would probably be the exact same way. But regardless, 15-year-old Jack Doherty really wasn't that bad all things considered. Annoying? Yeah. Insufferable? Well, I mean, there's definitely an argument for that too. But let's skip forward to now, where Jack is 21 years of age. And while he definitely is insufferable now, there's no real debate to be had. Instead of prank calling Walmarts like he used to, he upgraded to hiring a security guard so he can go antagonize people in public. Literally going up to people and being insufferable, then when they get close because they're defending themselves, Big Requise here gets in the way and Jack hits the most "I've never fought a real human in my life except in my dream" stance. Seriously, out of the entire video, this stupid fucking pose pisses me off the most. Here, let me show you an example.
Go.
What? Little prompt, what you gonna do? What you gonna do, little prompt? Yeah. Yeah.
See what he does usually? And do you see that fucking Sorry, I really hate that stance. I try not to be a non-violent person, but an uppercut while he does that pose would be more cathartic than any therapy I may need. So other than this antagonizing shtick he does, he's just incredibly irresponsible. Literally crashing his McLaren, and instead of worrying about his clearly injured cameraman, he has said cameraman record the fucked up car. He also loves to manage women's OnlyFans and promote said 18-year-old content to little-ass kids who watch him. And before you say that he can't help it, the man clearly knows what he's doing and is just doing it anyway. The guy is genuinely awful, but the elementary school glue huffers and the hilarious middle schoolers are keeping him alive. And supposedly, they're barely keeping him alive. Jack Doherty is really a pretty obvious pick for the bottom YouTubers of all time. But who's next?
I found a guy in the center of planet Earth who eats elephant poop.
Now, I know this one might seem a bit out there, and that's fair, but let me just explain real fast. Nas Daily is a YouTuber who goes out in the world and shows you something interesting. And can you guess how often he does that? Yeah, that's his whole thing. So how can that be awful? Well, he wasn't always so bad. Just the same as Jack, you see, originally, Nas was just traveling the world, uploading his blog to Facebook. Not even YouTube, it was just Facebook. He'd just talk about whatever he saw that was cool that day, all while going around the world and seeing things. But that really just didn't go anywhere for a while, until he decided to go to the Philippines and do his usual thing there, where he absolutely exploded in popularity. And now skip forward however long, he's pretty much doing the same thing. Albeit, it's not daily anymore, and it's not good. And I get like he's actually putting in effort even if they're bad, but like how about you change your name, dude? It's false advertising, you're not daily anymore. But now I'm sure you're asking, Milkman, what did this guy do? He sounds super positive and nice. And if you think that, you fell right into his trap, you buffoon. You see, in reality, Nas Daily is quite the hypocrite. He has gone on camera numerous times and talked about climate change and how bad it is, all while riding continent to continent in a private jet. He refuses to speak about his criticisms, and he ducks an interviewer when he's confronted on it, and when he has to talk to that interviewer, he actually talks over him and doesn't even let him talk. Can you believe that? But after that interviewer, he makes an apology video, and he guilt trips his audience into thinking that he was in the right. He would also, allegedly, because I'm not 100% sure this is true, but he allegedly faked a charity event, and also allegedly exploited an old woman in the Philippines for her natural tattoo methods. I mean, really, what kind of low-key shit is that, dude? He acts like the god of mischief, doing all sorts of exploitative and rude things, while on the camera he does literally whatever he can to make himself look good. Which is why I'm telling you right now, if you see someone who's too nice on the internet of all places, just make sure you're certain that they're as nice as they say. Because there's a lot of Nas Dailies out there. But who else do I put in the bottom 3 list? Well, first, let me get some simple ones out of the way now. But these aren't really honorable mentions, so I'll just call them dishonorable mentions. I think that's a silly name.
Starting us off at number 10, it's number 7. At number 9, it's number 8. And at number 7, it's number 9.
Johnny Somali is pretty much the same as Jack Doherty, except he's actually facing illegal charges in South Korea right now because of how disrespectful he's been. He's literally taking money and going off to get arrested again because of it. What a dick! And I gotta admit, it's nice to see this asshole get some prison time. I hope he drops the soap.
I don't like this guy. And when I say I don't like this guy, I mean I really, really, really don't like this guy. Milkman, do you like this guy?
I don't like this guy.
No, I didn't think you liked this guy! Let's move on.
Nutshell Animations is to the animation community what an electric guitar solo is to a smooth jazz song. Just more of a, dude, what the fuck are you doing here?
Dude, who the hell are you?
Because Nutshell Animations is literally just posting a whole lot of nonsense. I'm not even lying. They'll take a vaguely popular meme sound, which is usually dead for at least a week by the time that they take it, slap a soulless animation over it, and just post that. And they do the soulless part intentionally. Why? I don't know. But it looks like ass. And apparently the guy who runs it is allegedly shitty to his workers. I can't speak to if that's 100% true though, I'm mainly just mentioning him because I don't like him. But I do think that's enough beating around the bush. Who is the worst YouTuber of all time? Once again, not including literal depraved criminals. So, if you know literally anything about Kwebbelkop, then you know he's very recently taken a turn in his content. And by a turn, I mean the man has gone fully AI. And this is a very personal pick to me, as, to be honest, I fully understand why AI artists get so much shit now. Because Kwebbelkop just makes me want to grab him and shake him viciously and scream that he is not a YouTuber anymore. But either way of my personal beliefs, Kwebbelkop was actually a pretty in-his-lane YouTuber most of the time. He used to make kids content around like GTA and shit. It was the 2016 child skibbity toilet, if I'm being honest. But a few years ago, Kwebbelkop decided that he wanted to become an innovator. And by an innovator, I mean he decided that he wants to make YouTube an AI-based thing so that we no longer need YouTubers. Which, first of all, fuck you too, asshole. I'm trying to make a living over here too. And second, maybe, just maybe, that wouldn't be the worst. But just look at what this guy produces.
Wow, that big grill pops while headlights shine bright. It's moving forward through electric arcs reflecting on pavement. Suddenly lightning flares overhead and that beast roars with force.
That wasn't even a fucking reaction. He was just describing the scene, and it was a shitty description at that. The most entertaining thing about this video was the part where the noise stopped attacking my ears. But in the words of Hayao Miyazaki, I strongly feel that this is an insult to life itself. Because this misses the entire point of being a YouTuber. YouTuber. Say what you will about Jack Doherty or Nas Daily, but there is still that human factor which at the very least proves that a human touched that creation. But what is the point in entertainment when the entertainer could never relate to the human experience? Fuck Kwebbelkop and his little AI. I seriously hope he gets banned off this platform and loses his pathetic AI slop-grubbing fans. Kwebbelkop is the worst YouTuber of all time because he isn't even a YouTuber anymore. Unless you consider a skinwalker a human, because that is the true equivalent of an AI creator. Fuck Kwebbelkop.
My name is Jack Doherty. I'm annoying as shit.